Good morning. I'm trying something new today. We are going live instead of recording, and we're just going to do this as if it is sort of like me preaching in a different way. Happy Sunday. It's the first Sunday of Lent. Uh, and remember that we continue to persevere with uh, our Lent fast, and I'm reminded of that in today's reading because in the Gospel today, um, Jesus fasts for 40 days and 40 nights, and then he's tempted by the devil, and all the readings are set up for that on the way. So let's start there and back up. Okay. So, what is the 40 days? The 40 days of fasting remind us of? Well, it reminds us of in the desert for 40 years. Okay. It's a similar thing. The difference is the outcome of Jesus' temptation is different than uh, what the Israelites did. They fell into the temptation, and they uh, were banned from seeing the promised land because of it. And yet Jesus overcomes it. Now, why is this important? And I'm going to talk about the threefold temptation in relation to the first reading, which is Genesis. That's the Garden of Eden. It starts with the beautiful passage of um, Jesus, the Lord breathing into the nostrils of the man and giving him life. So it's the breath of the Lord that gives us life. So in us is the breath of life. So um, what we need to realize is that this is the beginning of uh, of a whole series of events uh, that start with a perfection interrupted by sin, ended by Christ redeeming us. So, what happens? We know the serpent tempts Eve. How does the serpent tempt Eve? Threefold. One, satisfying our desires, our human desires. The food was delicious. Jesus is tempted with the bread. Okay. Second, um, it's the desire to um, uh, be like God, which is what the um, um, the serpent tells Eve. If you eat the fruit, you will have knowledge like God. And the devil tells Jesus, throw yourself down and tempt God. Be like God. The angels are going to come to you. And the third one is knowledge and power. Um, and so we know that Jesus' uh, last temptation was the hardest because here's the choice he had. He knows that at the end his father wants him to die. If he bows down to Satan now, and Satan is telling him you won't have to die, this is the ultimate temptation. And it's the third one. And so in Romans, what uh, St. Paul tells us is that the sin of the first man was undone by the faithfulness of the second man. In other words, Adam's sin was undone by Jesus' faithfulness. And so this is the crucial part of what this whole thing is about. And so I think that today, um, what we're challenged with is the depth of what does fasting do. Did Jesus sin? Did he have to fast to overcome his sinfulness? No, he fasted for us. And here's the message: we should live our life for others. And when we do that, when we live our life for others, then we put ourselves in a position for um, so much more in life. So I think that today, what we can do is we can um, understand that uh, salvation history begins with the Garden of Eden and ends with Jesus' passion and is interrupted by all these other things, one of which is the sinfulness, and then the other is Jesus' ministry, and then it's ultimately fulfilled through the passion, death, uh, uh, and resurrection of our Lord. So today, I think let us reflect on our Lenten mission, our Lenten journey, and know that all we want to do is to become closer to God through what we do during Lent. So I hope that this video went live. I hope that uh, it was a little bit different. If it didn't work, I'll just go ahead and record something different. But I think that we went live, and I think that we are embarking on something a little bit different now. And I do want to just make one last note. The song today is Psalm 51. And once again, this is that song that was given to me as a penance and confession. And this is uh, basically David, after his sinfulness, going to the Lord and realizing that the Lord will heal our unfaithfulness through his mercy. And that's something we want to hang on to through the entire Lenten journey. So I'm going to end the stream now. I hope this was good. I would like for you to share this. I'd like for you to follow the channel. I don't see where anybody jumped on while it was live, but we're going to see if it worked. If not, it'll be saved on YouTube and you'll be able to get it when you get the notification, and I will share it to Facebook. You have a happy, joyful Sunday, everybody. God bless.